Hey guys, this is the last movie of chapter 3. It's about melting and solidification diagrams. And basically, what is a melting diagram? Well, suppose you have ice in a beaker and you heat it. Of course, we use a Bunsen burner. So we light up the Bunsen burner and we put it under the Bunsen, put a Bunsen burner under the beaker with ice. And we measure the temperature each minute. Well, what we'll see, and we make it into a graph. Well, we start with ice, so we are going to start with a temperature below zero. Suppose we start over here at minus 20. This is 40, 80, 100. So this is minus 40. We have very, very low temperature ice, people. We start with that over there. So over here we have 100 and so on. And of course here we have 0. And after a minute we measure the temperature again. And it's minus 20. And then after a minute we measure temperature again. It's again minus now 20. Sorry, 0, all is good. And after a minute we measure temperature again. And it is still 0. What the? My Bunsen burner is burning, isn't it? It is. Let me get my hand close with yes. I would burn myself if I touch it. So, let's look inside. Hey, I can see water and ice. So the ice is melting. The ice is melting, and when we have ice water, and ice water is always 0 degrees Celsius. So the temperature doesn't rise when it is melting. Okay, another minute. Still 0. Oh, but when I now look at it, the ice is just gone. And then, well, let's take a look what happens to the temperature. Wait for a minute, it's not melting anymore. Ooh, it goes up. Wait for a minute again, goes up again. Wait for a minute, goes up. Oh, all is well. Yay, goes up. And then, wait a minute again. It's getting bored. Huh? It's the same temperature. What's going on? Yeah, the burner is still on. Let's take a look inside. Ooh, that's hot. There's all steam. It evaporates. I can feel the steam. Oh, and there's less water in there. Okay. Well, temperature. Yes. Okay. And now, oh, it's boiled dry. And then if we measure temperature of the gas, it goes up and goes on up and so on and so on. And if we put these measurements into a nice and decent graph, and that we can do with straight lines, like this, and this, and this, then we have a melting diagram. How can we recognize that we have a melting diagram? If something melts, the temperature goes up. And over here in this diagram, the temperature goes up as well. And the other thing in things to note in a melting diagram is that we have different sections. We have water and ice over here. The first step when it's horizontal, and the second step when it's horizontal, we have water and steam. Over here, that was before it started melting, so we have ice. And over here, we have water. And at the last bit, the water has evaporated, so it's only steam. And if we take a look, if we give the proper names, then we say that this over here is a solid, or S. Then over here we have a solid and a liquid. Over here we have a liquid. Then we have a liquid plus a gas over here, and we have a gas over there. And you can see read of what the temperature is, what the melting point is. So over here is always the melting point, the first step, and the second step is then the boiling point. And then you can also see why we talk about a boiling point or melting point and not a boiling temperature or a melting temperature, because it's a temperature in these boiling diagrams or melting diagrams. And you basically guys need to know when it is a solid and when it's a gas and when it's a liquid, or when it's a mixture between a liquid and a gas, or a solid and a liquid. And at these horizontal steps we have a melting point or boiling point. We could do the same if we have something that's not pure. For instance, if we have wine. And if we do the same with wine, of course, I'm going to start at a higher temperature. Then, for instance, at 20 degrees, because that is room temperature. And then I'm measuring, and then you will see that it starts to go slower until it has reached the 100s. Yes. And then it will go up again. And you can see over here when we have that everything is a liquid, that it stays going at a steady rate, and then the rate goes down, and then the alcohol starts evaporating, and after the alcohol evaporates, then the water evaporates, and then it goes up again. And you can see it is a curve when it boils. It's not a point, but a curve. And then we're talking about a boiling curve. And then if you see a curve, it's a mixture. Okay, guys, what I want you to do, I want you to draw a solidification diagram. So you need to think what is happening with the temperature, and the solidification diagram should be of water, pure water. What is going on with the temperature? How will this graph look like when we're not talking about a melting diagram, or we're talking about a solidification diagram? Okay, hey guys, see you in class. Bye.